the video I just posted about the 5 most important guns, and I mentioned this during the video, was part of a contest that Artisan Tony had put together to get 100 subs. And one of the things that he had a prize with it, and it was a $50 gift from wherever you choose the vendor. And so it was really kind of ironic. I happened to win the $50 gift. And his son did the drawing right there on the camera. It was a pretty cool little deal. In fact, his son reminded me of my son, my older son. What I did, I had just put together an order for some knives. I've been wanting to get some knives for EDC and some of my different packs, and I've been a little deficient on my knives. So I'm going to start picking up knives here and there and start doing some reviews. But the order I'd placed was with a company called Tactical Defender, tacticaldefender.com. And I'd already ordered. In fact, here's the box, just came in. I've got 3 knives in here. I'm gonna pull out the one that Tony bought for me as my prize, and I want to share with you a review on this knife, which I'm really excited about, and I've been wanting one for a good while. But here, Tactical Defender sent me the box. I got it in today, and so I've already opened it, of course, but we're going to start out with this one. I'm going to talk about the other 2 a little bit later, coming up with reviews. But been wanting one for a good while. This Columbia River Knife and Tool Company M16, and this is the smaller version, and it's the 10KZ. And I've been wanting one of these for an EDC knife for a good while. And so we're going to take a good look at this very quality, and it's a Kit Carson design, which is a really incredible knife maker, and we'll just look at all the features of this little knife. The Columbia River Knife and Tool Company makes really quality knives, and I love the design. One of my best buds on here, in fact, that helps me with a lot of my reviews, John, or the other Eddie is his channel. He has a number of the Columbia River knives, and I've used them quite a bit. He really likes them and just continues to talk about the quality. And so I've been wanting one of these M16s for a good while. But for right now, I needed something that was really light in my pocket. And so I chose this for the Artisan Tony's competition. So as far as the prize, and because I'd really thought this would be a great knife to have that would just remind me of the contest. A little bit of a memento. So we're going to talk about EDC and why I like this knife. One of the things in particular is something that I carry in my pocket. I've really gotten used to the real quick opening knives, and this has the flipper, which, as you can see here, this little part, you just inertia flips it. It's not spring assisted or anything, but it's a really smooth and quick design. Kit Carson, who designs these, the original designer of these, makes them, of course, in a much larger version. But I really like the Tanto blade on this particular one, and it has the straight edge, which typically I'm a big straight edge guy, but this has the triple point serrations, and this is great for cutting like cordage or webbing, and also even like vegetation. If you're in a situation where you have like a green branch that you need to cut, this really makes it fast. And so I really wanted something like this because of what I've been doing lately. And I like the all black tactical look. They do make a lot of these in more of a desert or green, and it has the Zytel scales on here, which makes this a very lightweight knife. This is a stainless steel, and it has it's a liner lock, which has liners inside, and then the scales are just on the outside, so it really gives a lot of strength. The hardness on this, the Rockwell hardness, is a 58 to 59, which is a very strong blade. It's a high carbon stainless steel, and just a maximum strength, but great for cutting. Now the blade itself is 3 inches here, and it's just a little over 7 inches total, and then when it's closed it's about 4 inches. So you know, it's a really, it gives you enough to where you have enough oomph with it, but yet light to carry. It only weighs 2.3 ounces, So it's a very light pocket knife. In fact, you'll forget that you have it on you. Now this knife has two safeties on it, and really what that does is it makes it strong enough to where this locks into place virtually like a fixed blade knife. So you're not worried about it closing on you. And so it has this auto lock system. As you can see, it has this red button, and what you do is you have to push this button back first, and then when you release the lock here, it'll close. This can be done by one hand, by just depressing, and then as soon as you push that clip over, you can do it just with one hand. It takes a little bit of practice. I know the first time I messed with it, I just had to kind of get used to it, but once you do, it makes it a very safe design. The big thing for me is, as far as getting it out, is important. Closing it, once you get the system down, you can close it quickly as well. Now, this will give you a better sight of the flipper, and right here is what you hit. And then what it does is, when it comes around, it gives you a guard right here. So when you're using it, you have a little bit of a guard here to protect your finger. It's a very thin blade, but that's what you really want when you're carrying something like this in your pocket. And then here's the clip. The clip is dedicated to one side. You can't flip it to the other side, but I like the way that pulls together. Also, it keeps it up close to the end. I like my knives deep into my pocket because that way they don't get snagged on something and caught and pulled loose. A lot of times if you have a knife that's sticking out some, it can get caught and easily pulled out of your pocket if you're not careful, according to what you're doing. It is, like I say, a black stainless, and it's the 2CR13 stainless steel, and it's a real high quality stainless steel. Now what I really like is just flipping that blade out, and if you start practicing with it, you can just flick it in the right way without having to even pull your wrist to get the inertia. It's all inertia, in fact. There's no spring assist or anything. And of course, you know, this will protect your hand. It gives you a good grip. There is an indentation here to where you can get a good solid grip. I'm going to give you a little bit of a close-up of the scales here. But the Zytel scales, they're a little rough, but there's no texture really. It's just a good gripping surface on it. Of course, they're all matte, makes it dark, and of course I like that. The Tanto blade is great though. You know, I've been using the Kershaw Leak for a good while. I really love that knife. The tip is really thin though, and sometimes when I'm doing things, I'm slow to do a lot of prying with it, even though I've heard, and from what use I have used it for this, it's a very strong tip. But this is really good for prying and cutting certain things. It gives you a real good surface. And the blade here is nice, and it makes a very sharp, gives you a very sharp edge that's very important with a knife. They have a lifetime warranty. It's a limited lifetime warranty on these knives, so you don't really have to worry about it. They run about $49.99, and one of the things about, I just told you I got an order in from Tactical Defender, and I've been talking to him and telling him I was going to do a review on this, and he said that he would give a 10% discount if you order any knife from him using the Such coupon code. So just SOOTCH00. I'll have that, of course, in the description below, and the website to tacticaldefender.com. And he's one of my subs and has been following my channel for a long time, and just said, hey, would you mind doing some reviews on knives? And I said, you know what, I'm planning on buying some knives, so that'd be a great tie-in, and passing along savings to you guys, which is important. The CRKT is a great company, and the M16 series, the M21 series are just excellent knives for everyday and for field use. And you really get a high quality for the amount of money that you're paying. So check these out. I highly recommend them. And as I've said, even though I've just pulled this one out of the box, I have had a lot of experience with the Columbia River Knife and Tool Company knives in the past, and they are excellent knives. And I think Nothing Fancy also recommends a lot of these knives, so you might want to check out some of his reviews as well, because the guy knows what he's talking about. So check him out, and of course definitely hit tacticaldefender.com and get your discount. And you know, a good knife is one of the most important tools you can have in your EDC or your bug out system or whatever you're doing, everyday use. A good knife is very important. Once again, I want to say thank you to Artisan Tony for the contest and this wonderful prize. And also want to say thanks to tacticaldefender.com for their super service. I ordered it, and within 2 days the package arrived at my door. So thanks again. Great source for knives. So check them out, and tell them Suit sent you, and he'll fix you up right. I'm going to be doing some new knife reviews coming up. I have very few on my channel, so I really wanted to get some good recommendations of knives that would be great for your gear setup, for EDC, or for whatever use you have. So just stay tuned, and we'll be getting some coming up. And as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more fun gun reviews and sensible survival. God bless America. Long live the Republic.
That is cool. I've never seen one before. Not in person, anyway.
The Goodyear Blimp.
Hey, let's see if we can take it out.
Yeah,
Get that
right.
blood.
I don't think it'll reach. That's cool.
This is our target for today with the flipper.
Yeah, really. He's really working it out. I mean, he's climbing and diving and turning and stuff. It must be from the Donaldson Center.
I think it's Freedom Weekend
near the
aloft.
Donaldson Center or anything like that. Hey, Leg, do you see this?
Reminds me of John Carter of Mars.